Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know what today is? It's Monday Morning Chats with Sack, and Sack is me. I hope that you guys had a great weekend. My weekend was pretty good. I got a chance to teach my class, actually taught them about, business structure, what it means to have a business expenses. And also I got a chance to do some Christmas shopping. So that's pretty good. Usually Christmas shopping, I'm usually by myself. I have a one track mind. I know exactly, well, sometimes I know exactly what I want to get for the most part. However, sometimes when I go Christmas shopping, I always see stuff for me. And I'm like, I'm supposed to be shopping for everybody else, but I had a great time. I have a affirmation card. It says, I am transformed. I see the beauty of change. Everything that I have been through transformed me into who I am today. I am much braver. I am so much more caring. I am so much more emotionally intelligent. I am so much more open. I will continue changing and improving. I am transformed. Now, if I wanted to have a topic today, I think it would be, what am I grateful for? The holidays are totally different now due to the pandemic. Thanksgiving is literally like my favorite holiday, and it's like my family's favorite holiday. This is the first time where we're not coming together as a family, and a lot of people now, they're going through the same thing. So I have a lot of cousins, aunts and uncles. We all get together. Everybody knows what dish that they are bringing. And you sit back and realize, like, Dad, something like this is not allowing my family to come together. So I thought about a few things. One, what am I grateful for? And what would I take out of me and my family not coming together? So I wanted to talk a little bit about, what did I gather about, my family not coming together and how that made me feel. Initially, I was sad. I like to host. For those that do know me, I like to host. I like to bring everybody together, and you bring everybody together by food. So Thanksgiving last year was at my house. We had a phenomenal time. Anytime me and my family get together, a fun time. Like, I have over 30 first cousins. So just imagine majority of us getting together. It's always a great time, always fun. And most of us, we all grew up with each other. So we don't consider ourselves cousins, but mainly like brothers and sisters. So I have like a lot of brothers and sisters if you want to talk generally. And that last year, it was great. But however, we never knew that was going to be our last year celebrating Thanksgiving, because 2020 will be different. And so I thought about it, during Thanksgiving, who brings what? Who brings the good food? Who's always late? I know if I'm having something at my house, I'm not late because it's my house. But if I'm going somewhere else, chances are I'm probably late. But who's bringing the bad vibes? Who do you pay attention to the most during the Thanksgiving dinner? Who's the person that always had problems? Who's the person that's always happy? And, during the holiday times, you have to be mindful that people are grieving. And, even though someone has lost a loved one from years ago, that pain still sits with them because they're no longer here. And the holidays bring that out. The holidays, I check up on people that I know that lost someone, because the suicide rates can be at an all-time high during the holiday season. So I pay attention to that. But I just think about, for the holidays, who was bringing what? And then I had to dig deep down within me, like, what type of energy did I bring when I come to Thanksgiving? I'm the cousin where my cousins will hate me when I say this, but, a party ain't a party till I come. So if I'm not there, it's not going to be a real party. But when I get there, I'm bringing all the positive vibes. I have the games. My cousin Tiff, she got the drinking games. Like, everybody brings something. And I thought about, everybody. My cousin Shakira said nope until she come. Well, me and her come. It's like a party. So I thought about everybody that comes to my family functions. What do they bring? And the fact that I would not be able to see them, how would that make me feel? Who brings the happy cheer? Like, who's always a happy person? Who's always a sad person that no one like really pays attention to? Who's the person that's just quiet? that sits in the corner? Who's the one that's always like happy and just good? Who's the one during the holiday season that's always talking about bad news? Who's the one that's always talking about good news? Who's the one that's always negative? And you got to ask yourself, you know, who are you? I can say for me, what I bring macaroni and cheese. My family loves my macaroni and cheese. It's like now, anytime there's a big function, I have to make that. Or if we're getting invited to someone else's house, like, look, Sakina, I'll give you the money, pay that. But for me, I like to love on my family, like my little younger cousins. And I didn't even know this, but my brother was telling me that one of my little cousins look up to me, and it really like touched my heart, like to the point where I wanted to cry. And it's during the holidays we talk about these things, and my brother told me, like, you don't even notice, but your little cousins that's like 10 years old, they look up to you. They want to be just like you, and I'm like, I want them to be better than me. So I bring positivity. I'm always figuring out who I can help. And I truly believe that I can't help somebody if my cup is not full. So my cup always had to be full. And I'm always trying to figure out, how can I help somebody? Hey, you need a new job? Or, this is around the time where I get a lot of clients that try to set up appointments for tax season. So the first thing I think about is, well, if I need help, instead of me reaching out to people that I don't know, let me reach out to a family member and say, hey, you want to do some admin stuff for me? I'll pay you. I don't want to have you do things for free. Your time is valuable to me, and I want to make sure that you get paid. Because that's what I'm about. That's what I stand for. So what vibes do you bring to the Thanksgiving dinner? Like, what vibes do you actually bring? We talk about the things that we're grateful for. Last year we lost my uncle, and he was like a big influence in my life, like huge influence. He's like a second dad to me. And I remember last year during Thanksgiving, like it was different because he wasn't there. It was totally different. And I remember that Sunday of Thanksgiving, I lost it. Like, it was December 1st, and I remember this like it was yesterday. Last year, December 1st, I broke down. I was at church. I went to New Simons Baptist Church in Baltimore. I didn't feel like going to my home church. And I remember I was like, something doesn't feel right. And I remember that, hey, this was my uncle's favorite holiday. And it got to me really, really bad. I was like, okay, grieving, it comes in waves. And that day I hit a big wave. And I remember I was just home, and I just started cooking like crazy. Like, after I left church, I just started cooking, and I just made everything. I made a turkey. I made macaroni and cheese. I made stuffing. I made sweet potatoes. And I just started calling all my friends like, hey, they didn't know why, but that was the reason why, like, I was really grieving really bad. And I was like, hey, I had this food. I'm going to drop the food off to you. I went to Montgomery County. I went to Anne Arundel County to drop food off. And I came back home, and I just sat there, and I was like, wow, I get it. But during the holiday time, this allows us to come together, and we think about the people that we miss. We think about the people that's no longer here. And what saddens me is that, some family members can handle death better than others. But I pray for those that can't really handle that, and they have to be home by themselves. So what vibes do you bring? I bring the positive vibes. I just like to be positive. My cousin, like I said, my cousin Tiff, she got the drinking game. We always take shots. Shakira, she got drunk Monopoly or some other crazy game, but we have fun. But I think for this year, I've learned to adopt to change. So although we can't all get together, we can still do things as if we were together. So what are you bringing to Thanksgiving? What do you typically bring to Thanksgiving? If you're that cousin that's always nasty, hey, maybe it's the time that you somewhat change. You don't have to be nasty all the time. And I really believe that, when you smile, it definitely does something in the inside. And smiling doesn't mean that you have it all together, but it's saying, hey, you're making steps to feel a little better. I share this all the time, but I remember when I was younger, I would not smile. And it was nothing wrong with me. I just would not smile at all. And I remember this guy was telling me, I was going to the corner store for my grandmother. And this guy told me, said, little girl, you should smile more often. If you don't, then your face will remain like that. And I think I was like 7 years old. And that stuck with me. So ever since then, I would just smile. And everybody's like, why are you so happy? And it just got to the point where some people would say, I can't believe like you're always happy. I'm like, well, why would I always be angry? I don't get it. So positive vibes all the time. The second, what am I grateful for? This pandemic has shed light on so many things. I've learned to be more understanding. I've learned to be more patient. I've learned to be a better listener. And it allowed me to appreciate what I do have. A lot of times, people complain about the things they don't have. And I just thank God for the things I do have. One of the greatest things for me was I chose my happiness over my career. And I say that because, a lot of times in my family, most particularly, they had this idea like, you're a lawyer, you have it all together, which is fine. And I tell my cousins, like, money is not everything. I had a conversation with my granddaughter, not granddaughter, but my goddaughter and my niece. They came over for the summer. And they were like, godmom, auntie, I'm proud that you have your new job. And, how does it make you feel? And I said, you know what? I'm happy. Like I told my friends, I said, my house could be burning down, but I know that every Monday night and Tuesday night, I'm going to teach. I got a comment. Finds random old guy to tell Sakina buy Jeremy a PS5. Oh, that was hilarious. And I chose happiness. And I remember like in college and law school about, getting the big paying jobs, which are fine. And I wanted to pursue that, but I thought about the things I would be missing. And the one thing that most people don't know is that at one time I missed all the family functions. Like my cousins can tell you, I missed all the family functions. When I was in college, I rarely came home. Like I rarely came home. And the times that I did come home, I felt like, dang, I didn't really hang out with my cousins like that. I missed out on the parties. And when I went to law school, I missed out on everything. And then now after I'm done with school, it's like, okay, I can go back to these things. So I'm grateful for the times that I'm able to spend with my family, whether it's a FaceTime, whether it is a Zoom. I'm just grateful for the little things. But I told my goddaughter and my niece, I said, find a job that you enjoy. The money will come. If you find a job where when you find a job where it's all about money, you'll realize you'll wake up and all you did was make money. So what I'm grateful for, I'm grateful that I chose happiness. Like I chose that. And it's not saying that I never chose happiness before, but this was a different type of feeling because I was doing something that I'm doing something now that I really, really love. I'm grateful for my parents. I'm grateful for my mother. I'm grateful for my father. Me and my dad, we have the most amazing conversations. And I pray that any woman that still has her father, I pray that they had the same conversations me and my dad have. Like we laugh a lot. Like if you have me and my dad in the same room, I'm pretty sure we can roast everybody in the room. Or we talk about the times where we were younger. I talk about his old girlfriends. Like we have a great time. I'm grateful for those conversations. And if it wasn't for the pandemic, I don't know if I would have had as much time. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for, even though it was a pandemic, I still really enjoyed this year. Like I still enjoyed this year. I did a few things, still played it safe, but I still really enjoyed this year. I'm grateful that I remain consistent in the things that I wanted in my life. Like if it's something that I wrote down, I actually stood true to that. I'm grateful that God allowed me to lead a Bible study. And I was scared, like, God, me? You want me to lead a Bible study? God, you got the wrong person. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for my siblings. I have five siblings. I have two sisters and three brothers. I'm grateful for all of them. I'm grateful that I have my house. I celebrate being in my house for over a year. March of next year will be 2 years that I had a house. I'm grateful that I'm still employed. Some people lost their jobs. I'm grateful that I still have mine. I'm grateful that I'm able to wake up and know that I had the decision to be happy. No one in this world can make me sad, make me unhappy. My happiness is my decision. I'm not looking for someone to make me happy. I'm already happy. Anybody else, they could just add to it, but I wake up being happy. I'm grateful that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that God is still keeping me. And even though there's a comment about I used to miss the family functions too. Yeah, it's crazy. When I was in law school, I miss so much, and I think that's another reason why I enjoy hosting, because I'm like, those 2.5 years, I miss everything. I miss family reunions, and the one thing that I promised myself was that once I'm done with school, and I'm on my own 2 feet after I passed the bar, I said I'm going to make up for lost times. I can't get them back, but I can make up for it. That's why I enjoy doing family reunions. That's why I enjoy doing Cuzzle Night. My cousins will tell you, we'll have Cuzzle Night in Philly. We'll have Cuzzle Night in Maryland. We'll do whatever it takes. I just believe that someone has to pick up the torch. And I made a vow that I picked up the torch in 2014. I never dropped it. I'm consistent in those things. If I tell somebody that I love them, I'm going to be there. I'm grateful that I'm able to be supportive of the people that I love. I'm grateful that I'm able to be there for people that I love. A lot of times, people will say one thing and they don't follow their own words. People will say they'll be there for you, but can they really be there for you? So I'm grateful for those things. I pray that you are grateful for the things that you have and not complain about the things that you don't have. If you're able to wake up, that is a blessing. While you're able to wake up and put your clothes on and start your day, there's somebody out there that is fighting for their life. While you're complaining that, hey, you don't make enough money, but you have a job. When it comes to income, that is your choice. If you want to make $5 an hour, that is your choice. If you want to make $10 an hour, that is your choice. If you want to make whatever money that you want, that is your choice. But the thing that you have to ask yourself is, would I be happy? And I tell jobs this all the time. And I got to the point where I'm very confident in my work product. I'm very confident in who I am as a woman. I'm very confident in who I am as a businesswoman. And I will always tell jobs, even now moving forward, hey, if this is interfering with my mental health, I will leave. I told my old manager that. And eventually I left because it affected my mental health. I like to enjoy my life. And he was like, it'll get better. And I was like, no, it's going to get worse before it gets better. And I chucked the deuces. That job couldn't pay me so much. They talked about, Ken, you're going to need a bonus. I don't care. I have to go. So I pray that you make decisions that make you happy. And when you make these decisions, I pray that you consider your mental health. Your mental health is everything. I work, I teach, I have a business, but I make time for myself. I love my me time. I like to go to the malls by myself most times. Like, that's just me. I treat myself out to dinner. Any small accomplishment, I treat myself out. Now, if I go out with somebody, that's fine. But most time, I will go out by myself. And no, I'm not crazy. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful to have a peace of mind. I pray that you are too. I pray that you do what your heart desires. A lot of times people have these dreams deep down inside, and they just too scared to move forward. I'm telling you, you should do it. Like, you should definitely move forward with your dreams. It doesn't hurt unless you try. Like, how do you know if it's not going to work? Did you actually try it? Like, you can be the best at everything, but you can't be a lazy ass person. A lot of times people want all these things, but they don't want to put the work in. I bust my ass for things that I have. And I'm telling you too that you can actually do that. I pray that you have a clear mind. Yes, this pandemic, you're not grieving, but it can affect your mental health. It tests everybody's mental health. And I pray that if it does affect you and you realize you can't handle it, I pray that you do talk to a therapist. I pray that you do talk to somebody, know that you're not alone. Like, it hurts knowing that you can't be around people. It hurts knowing that, hey, when you go to a store, you got to put your mask on. It hurts knowing that, hey, you're not going to really see as many people. I know there's some people where they did not see their family this whole entire pandemic. I know there's some people that live in a state where their family are hours away and they can't see them. So I pray that if this pandemic is affecting you that much, I pray that you get the help that you need. And that's absolutely okay. I pray that you do what your heart desires. Whatever your heart tells you to, I pray that you do that. I pray that you never forget how amazing you are. We all go through trying times in our life where it can question us. It can question if we're amazing. It can question if we're great. And I just pray that you just never forget that. I wake up saying, hey, I'm going to be the best that I can. I pray waking up saying, hey, God, use me today. I pray waking up saying, hey, God, I'm pretty amazing. I like what I see when I look in the mirror. I'm proud of me. I love myself. And that's not a conceited thing. It's just having a confidence within you. So I pray that you never forget that. I pray that you never forget how great you are. I pray that you take time for yourself. If you are a mother or if you are a father, I pray that sometime you make time for yourself. If you are a mother or father, I salute you. I don't know how the hell you guys do this during the pandemic, but you are doing it. You're working, and you're teaching your child, or maybe you're teaching your child full time. That is a hard job. I try to figure out how to teach virtually, but I can't even imagine trying to be there for my child while they're learning virtually. Like, if you are doing that, I salute you for doing that. But I pray that you guys have a blessed Thanksgiving. And even though the pandemic has changed things, just think about the things that you are grateful for. You are grateful for a lot of things. You're able to wake up. You're able to see a new day. I pray that you keep telling your family how much you love them and make that normal for you. Don't make that unnormal. Make that a normalized thing. Hey, I love you. I just want to let you know that I love you. Tell the people in your life that you appreciate them. You just never know if you're not going to see them again. I call my brothers a lot. I probably get on their nerves, and that's absolutely okay. And I tell them, hey, I don't want anything. I just want to hear your voice. Like, are you okay? Like, are you fine? Hey, I just want to let you know that I love you and I'm proud of you. But I hope that this message inspires you. I hope that it encourages you, and I hope that you just never forget how amazing you are. I pray that your Monday is amazing. I pray that your Tuesday is spectacular. I pray that your Wednesday is phenomenal. I pray that your Thursday, Thanksgiving, I pray that you think about all the things that you are grateful for. And in spite of the pandemic, just know that you are still blessed. I pray that your Friday is super, and I pray that your weekend is lit. And I just pray that you never forget how amazing you are. I pray that you guys be safe. Be safe. Wear your mask. And you can still look cute. You can still look handsome in your mask. So never forget that. But again, happy Monday, guys. And have a happy early Thanksgiving. Take care.